Hi YouTubers, this is Marko with Marko Custom Models. Today I wanted to show you my 1969 Dodge Daytona. Like the one that they used in Fast and Furious 6. As you know, as I talked about before, I like film cars, movie cars, things like that. So this car had a really nice look to it, and I just thought it would be, there's a lot of little details and modifications that I thought would be really cool to do and build into a model kit. And so I just want to go through some of those, actually all the modifications I've done so far. So anybody who's built one of this is an AMT Dodge Daytona kit is what I started with. It's modeled in orange, which is perfect because the car is going to be painted a red color, so the plastic won't interfere with the paint job in any way with bleed through or anything like that. It's not like I'm painting it white. Sometimes with bright colored plastics it's hard to do a lighter colored paint job. So this worked out perfect for that build, and it's not a very good, kit to put together as a Dodge Daytona. Anybody who's built one of these may know what I'm talking about. I just brought out some other parts I have here to show. This is sort of how the body would have come, other than this one here has the different back window, so this is going to be my Dukes of Hazzard build. But this is the clip that glues on the front. There's some filler pieces, and as you can see, it's quite a bit longer from here to here. As the movie car, they shortened it up. So that's how that sort of comes as a kit. I'll move that out of the way. So I ended up cutting this portion off the front, as well as the hood, because the hood actually comes to the end of the fenders, so the hood was shortened as well. The what's neat here, I'll show you. Pop the hood off. So one of the things I did on the hood was I had to build some spacers, so when it sits, it actually sits flat in here, otherwise it'll sink down at the back. And the hood kind of has rounded corners on it right out of the mold. So I cut square corners out and I added a little piece of plastic in, and then filed that flat here and followed the curves so that at least it fits against the cowl pan here in the top of the fenders a little better. So that's the hood. The chassis I used on this car, as you know, they come with, it's sort of like a one piece of plastic. I'm just looking around in my stuff here to see if I could show you one. Couldn't find one that I had lying around, but it's pretty crude. So I used AMT had released some cars quite a number of years ago that were Dodge products, Dodge B bodies, and they come with this really nice chassis pan, and there's front suspension detail and a firewall, and it's really nice. Inner fender wells, and I'll show you what I mean. It's just a really nice looking pan. So I buy these cars and put them pretty much underneath all of my Dodge builds if you want it to have any sort of detail to it. So it's kind of a nice piece. This is sort of the interior that would have come in the in this Dodge Daytona kit. It's just there's some really big sinks. It's maybe the seat detail, you don't want to use it, you want to change it up. So the interior that comes with the newer chassis is it's got a smooth setup here. You can glue the back seat in if you want to make a race car and not have the back seat. Like this car won't have a back seat in it. It'll just have two like racing seats like in the movie. Roll cage. And it comes with these door panels that glue on the side. And just a quick little trick, if you want to make these flat like in a race car, you can reverse them and glue them in backwards, like exchange the left and the right and the right and the left, and then you can either glue flat styrene to this flat plastic or fill in these holes, and then you can do your own little detail. Like this car just had like aluminum side paneling in the movie, and so that'll be the plan. Build the roll cage. So the interior allows you to do things like that, which is really nice. So it'll give a little better detail and more the look I'm looking for. The nose cone is, I glued in a piece of round stock and then filed it and shaped it to give it the hood line. As you can see in the original car, it actually, like in the 69 Dodge Daytona, it does not carry that hood line through, but on the movie car it does. The headlights are opened up and there's going to be pockets made with 4 headlights inside. I also had to pie the front end in here, and by doing that, just change the shape of the front, because when you shorten it, the angle of the bottom of the fender and top of the fender, this nose cone becomes quite narrow. They opened up the hole in the bottom here in the movie to one piece. It used to be just 2 separate holes, and if I remember correctly in the model, it wasn't even cut out. It's just actually, I can compare it to the piece over here. Yeah, oh, they are actually cut out. So the bottom of it looks like that. And then it has this little grill here in the front, which is gone in the movie car. There's also this lower chin spoiler there. I made that out of carbon fiber. I'm fortunate enough to work at a place that has a CNC machine, and I'm able to draw up some things and cut things out. And then I also put a taper on it too. I sanded that out so that it looks right. In the movie car, it's a little further back, but if I put it further back, I wouldn't be able to get the chassis in and out, so that's just the way I did that. The underside of the car here, I just glued in a tube for steel axle. Same with the front. I'm going to knock the center part out and then glue on this finishing piece here. It gives you all the detail of your steering linkage. Put on the sway bar, and when I put the engine in there, you'll see just the steel axle, but it'll be pretty clean. It just keeps the wheels nice and straight. Something like this, the wheels have to be just dead on. You want them to be pretty accurate. In the back, I'll make a pumpkin that glues in the middle here, and then there's the leaf springs. They will glue on, and it'll finish up the detail. You'll get an idea what I'm talking about. It'll look really good. So the chassis, I had to cut this front subframe actually into the floor pan. It sits down kind of low, and to get the car to sit low enough and right enough, I didn't want this sticking way down here. So to get that sort of right, I had to cut it into the floor. The rear spoiler, I used again another piece of carbon fiber, and I shaped it like a wing. I thinned it out so it's rounded on the front, thins out in the back. The plastic one is just really not, it's kind of warped in the kit and all that. I wanted a real nice straight wing on the back, so I just made it out of something rigid. This car used super glues to glue it together. All the wing is on with super glue, everything like that. All the modifications have been done with super glue. It's pretty strong. You know, you can, it's just not flexible like the glue that I use now, the Plastic Magic. Like I said, this is quite a few years ago I started on this, and it just kind of, I got to do the interior and I want to get back on it. So yeah, what else can I do? Yeah, pop the hood off. I can pop this apart. Oh, the wheels. Yes, the wheels. I use Japanese tires. They're like almost like a solid rubber tire that slides over top of a rim. So I went down to the local metal shop and I bought aluminum tubing that had the right OD to fit the ID of the tire. And then I used a lathe and I lathed out the inside edge. And then these are 99 Firebird wheels out of a Revell kit. And that allowed me to sort of give it the look that it has in the movie. Now with the CNC machine too, I could probably draw my own centers and cut them out. But I think these will do just fine. Nice deep dish in the back and in the front too as well. It just gave it the look like what's in the movie. So the gas door is sunk in. That's why this hole is here. The gas lid is sunk so it doesn't stick up and out. It's sort of flat with the body line. So I did that. The rear bumper is molded all in. This centerpiece here I got where I had to glue the bumper in. And this is square rectangular styrene. Then I sanded it out, and then I glued in the patch that was in the hood. That's where I got this other line from, that little point of the hood that I cut off. Filled it in, smoothed it out like they did looks like they did in the pictures and in the movie. I still have to cut the hole for the exhaust system. It's an oval hole, and then there's a trim plate ring that goes on. Yeah, and other than that, did the engine bay. So it uses the rad support and the inner fender wells and the firewall from the kit, and then from the newer stuff that goes with the chassis. The engine, I have it all in a bag here. This is a Chevy LS motor. In the you know, that when they show the film car, like they power planted it, they used a Chevy LS in it. I could use a Dodge engine. Probably that was what it was perceived to be. You never see the engine in the movie, so you don't really know what's in the car. If it's supposed to be a 440 or anything special, you know, Dodge, maybe newer Dodge Hemi. So I was thinking about using the Chevy LS engine, or maybe doing a newer Dodge Hemi engine if I can get a kit that has one that's a full engine. So that's something, if you want to leave a comment below on how I should go about that, or if I should use the Chevy engine or a Dodge engine. So that's where I'm at with it so far, and these are just sort of press fit in there right now. And that's my Fast and Furious 1969 Dodge Daytona. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like, please subscribe and comment below. Thanks.